কাপড়ের দোকান এনে দেব।
আপনার কাগজপত্র ঠিক থাকলে পারমিশনটা এমনিই পেয়ে যাবেন। আর এটা নতুন কাপড় নয়, আদর্শ আর কাপড়ে আমি কখনো দাগ লাগতে দেই না।
নতুনের মতো উজ্জ্বল, বারবার ধোয়ার পরও নতুন রিন।
প্রবলেমে ভরা অফিস লাইফকে ইজি করতে আছে ম্যাটাডোর স্টেশনারি।
Switches to round the wicket, still persevering with that line just outside the off stump, initially trying to slant it across the left-handers, but now trying to get it in at them. Ideally what he wants to do here is pitch it around off stump, and then if it hits the seam, it doesn't matter which way it nips. Two slips to still in place with the third man and three in the cover ring, so it's a 6-3 offside field.
It's probably a better idea to pitch it up to someone like Somo Sharkar. He's just picked up a single. We know that he's been a little bit flashy outside the off. He's played some glorious shots. He's played some lovely pulls. We saw that lovely cover drive. But he gets in a bit of a bother when the ball is pitched somewhere around the off stump. And that's the reason why they still have two slips in place. They feel that they can force him to nick one into that cordon.
Be any stopping it without perfect timing, so Shakib is away. Tells you something about the boldness of the approach, that hint of width given by the bowler is a hint of an opportunity seen by the batsman.
And also important to see that he's played that nicely into the ground instead of trying to hit it in the air. There you go, gets on top of it and nicely cuts it away. Good support for Bangladesh here at the Oval.
They're not shy these days, are they? The tremendous attitude from the players, and that's what nice atmosphere today. Bada's not at top pace. I think it's almost like he's cut his pace and trying to sort of fiddle around with a bit of seam and maybe some swing around off stump. We don't see the white ball swing enough. That's a real problem, I think, for the game at the moment. And because we use two new white balls at either end, we don't see reverse swing later like we used to either. And swing is essential for cricket in the ongoing search for the balance, the right balance between bat and ball. We need the ball to swing. End of the 10-over power play. It's 65 for 1.
48-49-50 মোবাইলে এত টাকা জীবনে কেউ পাঠায় না। ভাই এক গ্লাস পানি দিন।
নগদে একবারে সর্বোচ্চ 50,000 টাকা পাঠানো যায়। নগদ ডাক বিভাগের ডিজিটাল লেনদেন।
এখন থেকে ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি উজ্জ্বলতা দিবে না। কেন দিবে না?
ডার্ক স্পটস কমায় আর দেয় এইচডি গ্লো।
তো এখন থেকে শুধু উজ্জ্বলতা না, এইচডি গ্লো।
ফেয়ার এন্ড লাভলি।
সেরা উপাদানের পারফেক্ট ব্লেন্ডেড রাধুনী রোস্ট মশলায় তৈরি রোস্টের এমনই স্বাদ যে রোস্ট ছাড়া কিছু মাথায় থাকবে না।
ও মা, রোস্টটা কিন্তু সেই ছিল।
রাধুনী রেডি মিক্স রোস্ট মশলা।
Final 10. That's not so far away. No. Well, Peckelquare is determined to have this reviewed. He's so sure it's out. 15 seconds for Faf to make his decision and review it. He does.
TV umpire to director.
The angles indicate the ball might be missing leg stump. So often we see with LBWs that the umpires prove right, and umpire's call is actually then the benefit of the doubt. We'll see.
It's fair delivery. You can go to front on spin vision.
Shumashaka, who has his mouth here, his heart
Looks
pumping.
like-
Is it a
yeah,
little
show
high?
me
Is
the
it just
outright.
missing leg stump? See where he's hitting it? It's an error of
I can
judgment.
see clear
Hitting
gap
it that
between the
square.
bat
If
and the
it
ball.
is hitting the stumps. Wow,
And,
this is going to be
yeah,
close.
I'm satisfied. No bat in ball. You
Is
can
he
go to the
clipping the
ball
top of
tracking
leg?
when it's ready.
He's
Joel, no bat in ball.
Quayo spot on with this.
Impact in
Couldn't
line.
he? Aye, there you go. Umpire's call.
You can show the on-field umpire.
And there's so little in it. Well, South Africa won't lose their review because it's an umpire's call. It's a little warning signal. Actually, we had, my apologies, we had the they got a single, so it's now Shakib on strike. No, he nearly came back for two. In fact, so much so that in encouraged Kaiso Rabada to throw to the non-strike. Good though, you know, you sense that there's a actually rather elegant in the end. This is some show from Shumashaka here. He's now moved to 40 from 25 balls. 9 boundaries at him.
Yeah, he's been in very good touch. Not just in this innings, he's very good in that series, the try series on the up that's gone to the boundary. And he came back with a bang, playing for Abahani in that final match in the Dhaka Premier League.
Above the shoulder in the normal stance, but not wided.
Higher than the eye level, then the batsman gets a little bit in some sort of a trouble. Will only be a single. Just going back to that match that I'm talking about. They're chasing 318 versus Sheikh Jamal Abahani, and they scored chasing 318 versus Sheikh Jamal Abahani, and they will go on to win the match. So Mushaka 208 not out, 14 fours, 16 sixes. Simply incredible. So Mushaka 208 not out.
Yes, he did it for Abahani United against Sheikh Jamal. Very much one of the games wide down the leg side.
Shakib Al Hasan was all in the middle. I remember that knock from Musaddiq Hussain in the final when Bangladesh was chasing 210 in 24 overs. And they did it with 7 balls to spare.
$73 for 1.
बंबई से पूना जा रहे हैं मैच देखने क्योंकि आरके बम्बई नहीं आ सकता।
बेटा 83 में साथ में मैच देखा था, तभी इंडिया जीती।
अगला वर्ल्ड कप आने तक हम तो नहीं अंकल जी, आप लोग ऐसे ही साथ खेलोगे तो सबकी सेंचुरी पक्की है जी। हाँ जी।
আজ ডায়মন্ড ছোট্ট সেলিব্রিটি কমফোর্টের জন্য নিউ কেয়ার ডাইপার এর অধিক শোষণ ক্ষমতা শিশুকে রাখে শুষ্ক আর নরম ক্লথ লাইক বেডশিট দেয় অনেক আরাম। নিউ কেয়ার ডাইপার সারা রাত আরাম, সারাদিন কুরকুরে।
फ्रेशनेस से भरपूर लक्स फ्रेश स्प्लैश थैंक्स टू Amazon Prime हमारी तरफ से हर 99 से रिचार्ज पर डाउनलोड लक्स फ्रेश स्प्लैश।
Tremendous, really, how Bangladesh have
Featherlex, comfort made more comfortable.
It's never about I, me, and mine. Chivas, win the right way.
Chris Morris brought back into the South African side for this game. Bounds in now.
Yeah, you spoke about the quarterfinals in the last World Cup, semi-finals in the ICC Champions Trophy in England a couple of years back. So they've actually gone from strength to strength. That's the approach. He's really played well.
And winning 4-4 in Ireland just now. I mean, please, that's not, it's not easy to do. To beat Ireland in Ireland, they're a good side, and West Indies were there too. West Indies are increasingly being favoured. There's Bruce Oxenford, who's the fourth umpire here. Just getting things sorted out, side screen wise, I think. Here's Morris again. Morris was running in, and Paul Rifle, the umpire, was scurrying back into position. I think he could hear his feet. So this is a little summary of the first 10 overs with those pull strokes we were talking about. A little bit of luck, but in general it's been quality stroke play.
Yeah, and if you look back what they've done in the recent past, the momentum, the build-up to the World Cup has been outstanding for Bangladesh. They have got 5 players who've played more than 175 one-day international individually, and with the kind of experience they have, don't have in any other team whatsoever in terms of the number of matches that players that have played. 2007, 5 of them played in that tournament, and they're still playing.
And caught by Quentin de Kock, who threw himself forward. Oh, that's an important wicket. The short ball from Chris Morris does work on that occasion. Shuma got into something of a mess. here we go, slip in a gully. Expect Morris to bang it into the surface.
Sorry. Sorry, the station is currently unavailable. Thank you.
ছিলাম আমরা গত ওভারে পয়েন্ট ফিল্ডারের মাথার উপর দিয়ে কিন্তু চারের মার বাজে বল ছিল অবশ্য ইট ওয়াজ দেয়ার ফর দ্য হিটিং এবং মুশফিকুর রহিম হি ডোন্ট মিস মেনি অফ দোজ
অ্যাবসলিউটলি ফেলুকুয়েও তার তৃতীয় ওভার করতে এসেছেন, দ্বিতীয় বলটি করবেন। সাকিব আল হাসান স্ট্রাইকে আছেন, এটি করলেন খানিকটা স্লোয়ার ডেলিভারি বোধহয় ছিল, ইয়েস গতি না আসলে খুব একটা স্লোয়ার ছিল না, গুড লেংথের বল। আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি মাশরাফি বিন মুর্তজা, মাহমুদুল্লাহ রিয়াদ তারা ড্রেসিং রুমে বসেই দেখছেন আজকে ফাস্ট বোলাররা, দক্ষিণ আফ্রিকার ফাস্ট বোলাররা কীভাবে অ্যাপ্রোচ করেছেন সেটা আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
রাইট, এবং যে চ্যানেলের কথা গত ম্যাচেও বলছিলাম কিন্তু যে ফাস্ট বোলারদের একটি প্রপার চ্যানেলে বল করা হচ্ছে, যদিও উইকেটে কিন্তু তেমন কিছু নাই, বাট আপনি যদি ওই লেংথটাতে বল করে যান ব্যাটসম্যান কিন্তু ডিস্টার্ব হচ্ছে, বেসিক্যালি শর্ট অফ আ লেংথ, এবং অনেক ক্ষেত্রে কিন্তু বাউন্সারও এফেক্টিভ হচ্ছে এই পিচে। বলতে বলতে কিন্তু আরও একটি রান এবার কিন্তু ডিপ স্কোয়ার লেগে ঠেলে দিলেন সাকিব আল হাসান, আরও একটি রান নিলেন বাংলাদেশ 80 for 2 আফটার 12.3 ওভার্স। এই মুহূর্তে কিন্তু একটি বড় পার্টনারশিপ আবারও দরকার, আদারওয়াইজ বাংলাদেশ এখান থেকে আরেকটি উইকেট হারালে কিন্তু বড় ধরনের বিপদ হতে পারে।
হ্যাঁ, যেটা আমরা বলছিলাম যে আমরা স্কোর প্রেডিক্টর একটা দিচ্ছি এবং এইগুলো এক্সোটিক স্কোর আপডেটের কথা বলছিলাম, এবং সেখানে কিন্তু শামীম ভাই বলছিলেন যে আসলে আমরা উইকেট হারাতে চাই না, যদিও উইকেট পড়ে গিয়েছে। সো আশা করি যে দুটো উইকেট পড়েছে, তারপরও কৃতিত্ব আসলে সৌম্য সরকারকে দিতেই হবে। অনেক কিছুই বলেছি, উইকেটটা হারিয়ে ফেলেছে যেহেতু আমরা ভালোবাসি দলকে, তাই বলেই 30 বলে 42 করে আউট হয়েছেন। পরের বল করছেন এবারে মুশফিকুর রহিম, অফ স্টাম্পের বাইরের বল পুল করবার চেষ্টা এবং একটি রান নিয়েছেন। স্কোয়ার লেগ থেকে ফিল্ডার এসে ক্লিয়ার করেছেন মাত্র একটি রান। এরকম শট খেলার কি দরকার আছে? প্লেই ডাউন হতে পারতেন।
রাইট, বাট একটা কথা বলে নর্মালি যে আপনি ইন্টেন্টটা কিন্তু কখনো স্টপ করবেন না, আপনি যে কোনো সিচুয়েশনে থাকেন ইউ হ্যাভ টু রিমেইন পজিটিভ। ড্রেসিং রুম থেকে কিন্তু এই বার্তাটা সবসময় দেয়া হয়ে থাকে প্লেয়ারদেরকে, স্পেশালি বাংলাদেশ এখন যে ব্র্যান্ডের ক্রিকেট খেলছি আমরা, যে পজিটিভ ব্র্যান্ড অফ ক্রিকেট খেলছি, সাকিব বলেন মুশফিক বলেন, দে ডোন্ট রিয়েলি থিঙ্ক অফ মাচ অফ যে একটা উইকেট পড়ে গিয়েছে আমি এখন একটু স্লো হয়ে যাই বা কিছু। আরেকটি রান নিলেন সাকিব আল হাসান 12 ওভার 5 বলে 82। যেটা বলছিলাম যে এখন সিচুয়েশনটা এমন হয়েছে যে আপনি গিয়েই কাউন্টার অ্যাটাক করতে হবে, আপনি
কালকে সে যে শুরুর ধাক্কাটা তিনি দিয়েছিলেন, এরপরে ক্রিস মরিস চেঞ্জ বোলার হিসেবে 4 নম্বরে বল করতে এসে তিনিও সৌম্য সরকারের বড় উইকেটটি তুলে নিয়ে গেছেন আজকে। এই দুটো উইকেট পড়েছে বাংলাদেশের। যাচ্ছেন ফেলুকা মুশফিকের বিরুদ্ধে, লেগ স্টাম্পের উপরে চমৎকার অন ড্রাইভ বল যাচ্ছে মিড উইকেটের দিয়ে, তবে ডিপ মিড উইকেট থেকে মিলার এসে যতক্ষণ করলেন একটির বেশি রান এখানে ছিল না। একটি রান নিয়ে মুশফিক সন্তুষ্ট এবং তার সংগ্রহ 6। বাংলাদেশের সংগ্রহ 13 ওভার শেষে 83 2 উইকেটে।
কি খবর বাবা? তোকে বলেছিলাম বোনের পরীক্ষার ফি আর ওয়াসার বিলটা ব্যাংকে জমা দিয়ে আসতে।
A key role in all formats of the game, Mushfiqur Rahim.
Yes, he has. I think he's an extremely important player for Bangladesh. And like I said, I think his records speak for itself from 2015 to present. His average of 48.10 and a very healthy strike rate. You know, and I think him, Shakib will play a very important role in their middle order. And him, Shakib and Mahmudullah, I think. These are 3 guys that they really depend on in the latter half of the innings. So
I mean, look, he's getting a 50 at twice the rate at which he was getting a 50 before.
Yep.
So that's how much he's grown. He started like all wicket keepers tend to do, 6, 7, and now he's actually a number 4 batsman by right.
He is, yes.
Going and batting at number 4. Sometimes he celebrates a little early, but otherwise he is.
Well, but I think that was the case. I mean, there's so much talk in Bangladesh cricket about
pulling your leg.
Shakib Al Hasan, Mushfiqur Rahim, you know, that number 4, number 3 spot in 50 over and even in test match cricket. Now Mahmudullah is very happy to be the test captain.
Yeah, Shakib wants to bat 3, right? Shakib wants to bat 3.
He wants to bat 3. And I think he is batting 3.
Yeah, he's batting 3.
You know, I think he also has taken the onus on himself because, you know, he wants to really stand up and be a beacon for Bangladesh. So, but another guy that really interests me and has really impressed me over the last 6-8 months has been Soumya Sarkar.
Yeah,
I think he is in prime form. I heard he's also worked with Wasim Jafar in the recent past, and I think that's really helped him. And seems like he's very calm and he's got his game sorted, and he seems like he's in a good place as far as his batting is concerned.
As long as he's not bowling the 50th over of an innings.
Yeah. To Dinesh Karthik.
To DK, correct. No, but he makes a valid point. You know, Bangladesh have done well actually. Someone like Wasim Jafar, who's got so much experience, desperately wants to be involved with the game. He's a giver. It'd be perfect to go and just hone the techniques. Because he's old school.
Yes.
So he'll be perfect with just correcting the techniques, and then you're ready to go and improvise and play big. But he makes a valid point. When he's striking well, he looks a really good player. So does Liton Das. He's not playing today, but Soumya Sarkar looks a good player. He'll give you a couple of overs too. Not the 50th, but he'll bowl.
I think he can bowl a few overs, especially with that semi-new ball just after the 10th over. Yeah. He can give a little bit to their bowling lineup.
কিন্তু ব্যাকওয়ার্ড পয়েন্টে জেপি ডোমিনিকে আবার বিট করা গেল না। ওয়ান অফ দ্য ফাইনেস্ট ফিল্ডার্স কার অফ দ্য উইকেট পয়েন্টে, এবং তাকে আসলে বিট করতে
জন টিরোডসের ফেভারিট স্পট
অ্যাবসলিউটলি, এবং ফিল্ডিংটাকে শিল্পের পর্যায়ে তিনি প্রথম
একেবারে।
In the
As I feel is that he settles the order. There are many teams that you look at and there's one man who doesn't do too much that's extravagant, but allows the others around him to be able to play freely and be particularly aggressive. He steadies the ship. Yeah, this is an important pair for Bangladesh. South Africa are thinking, can they knock these two over? One of these gets runs, it just helps everyone else play around their experience of reading the game. End of the over. 85 for 2.
स्विट्जरलैंड तुम स्टार लोग तो सिर्फ फैंसी जगह पर जाते होंगे. What do I like to do in Switzerland?
I remember you told me Om Swiss Dhaba, Shero Punjab and Mangal Bhojanalay in Switzerland.
Fancy. जब नया नोकिया 4.2 हर वक्त आपसे सीखे तो चलेगा ना आज बेटर और कल और भी बेहतर। हार्ट के लिए हेल्दी ऑयल,
हेल्थ के साथ नो कॉम्प्रोमाइज।
तो फिर नमक के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज क्यों?
हेल्दी नमक कौन सा?
प्यूरो हेल्दी सॉल्ट, केमिकल फ्री, 100% नेचुरल। प्यूरो हेल्दी सॉल्ट, नमक हेल्दी तो फैमिली हेल्दी।
I've been treated in the early stages. I'm happy, the Bangladesh supporters. Just need some recovery here, Bangladesh. They need a partnership to develop between Shakib, very experienced man, number one all-rounder in the world in one-day international cricket, former captain of the side, as is Mushfiqur Rahim at the other end. So these two men have a lot of experience and must assess this situation, see that good start as an opportunity for them to kind of take some time to get in.
Yeah, a little fight back from South Africa through Peklaquayo and Morris. Rabada and Ngidi were expensive up front, a lot of pace on the ball and offered many opportunities to score. As we said, that base is in place for Bangladesh. 6 and over, yeah, looking at 300. The only way South Africa could control something like that is through wickets. It's quite interesting that South Africa are using the blast approach when we saw the off-cutters and the slower deliveries be very effective in game one on the same surface against England. They haven't even tried one of those today, Pom.
That was the first slow one. I think it's a mindset thing. Speaking to Faf du Plessis at the toss, he said, we're bringing more pace into the side. And as soon as he said that, he's, you know, you want to bowl first, and they're thinking, okay, Bangladesh subcontinental side, and generally, when sides go to South Africa, if they're not up to the bounce, then that's where they go. That's what they do. And so bowlers in a sort of mindset of fast and not thinking too much about taking pace off.
But you think just at least try one to see if it's not something that you can use. I mean, we've had 14, 15 overs and they haven't used something that was effective. Just tried one, see if it's going to be something that they can bring into play and use as change-ups.
I think particularly in the first, didn't quite catch up with it, and he's quite lucky that doesn't go off the glove, Shakib. And he's saying, can I get a wide, please? Answer, no. Yeah, Graham, I think in the first phase of the game, when Soumya Sarkar and Tamim Iqbal were going, I think certainly there had to be an attempt to see, you know, will it, won't it? Will it grip? Will it not? Will it draw a false shot? And South Africa, from a position or a start where they might have thought they'll make the running, are in a situation where they're right back here. Bangladesh certainly have started very well. Lua has been good.
15 overs gone, Bangladesh.
It's 88 for 2 after 15. And we'll all have a drink.
भाई इस गर्मी से बचने का बेस्ट आइडिया एक और शार लूंगा और भाई बिल्डिंग का
पानी खत्म हो गया बेटा लाखों को गर्मी में यही आइडिया आता है पर एक स्प्राइट ही है जो रिफ्रेश कर जाता है
started coming in and in the end had to veer away. Ngidi the man off.
Yeah, just going to get there. And Pretorius, here's the top edge. It's not in control at all. The pace, though, takes it over the ropes. Comes in a bit, and in the end, I doubt he was ever going to get there.
Yeah, he charged in initially trying to cut down the angle, and I think it had a lot more on it than he thought. He thought, whoopsie, I've got to get moving here. A couple of half chances. We've seen Duplessis put one down at slip. They run the right angle there, that could be another chance. Small moments going Bangladesh's way. South Africa not as clinical as what they could have been.
If you thought that there wasn't a whole lot of pressure on South Africa, well, this reaction tells you that's after the ball goes wickets. I think back to game one, obliterated by England, to be fair. And now in a must-win here.
Nothing happened, sir. We are proud, sir. Why?
যাচ্ছি আমাদের রপ্তানির দিগন্ত প্রসারিত করতে। ক্রাউন সিমেন্ট, রপ্তানির শীর্ষে বাংলাদেশি গ্লোবাল সিমেন্ট।
Won the toss and decided that they would field first. Is used a second time at the start of the tournament, so he gave it a bit.
Yeah, it is. We thought in that first game there was quite a bit of grass on the surface, but it didn't play fast, didn't do too much. So slower options worked well in that game. Spin and bowled a lot more of late in domestic cricket when he was over at Hampshire.
They're going round the wicket to the right-hander.
Ball from Morris's end, you would think.
Yeah, I thought in game one he was on the pulse with his bowlers, and it kind of, with him as a starter up at the top, they went with that. Perhaps went one more over than many would have gone, a third over. Shot, that's beautifully played. Cut off the stumps and it'll go for 4.
Who's an arse from the South Africans, but enough bat from Shakib Al. Just the length allows him to rock back. He loves scoring in this area. Backward point through third man. Hits it nice and late. South Africa have 2 fielders there, but good enough to find the gap, Shakib.
The partnership just picking up after South Africa got 2 quick ones. Bangladesh are back again. Well fielded, Rabada. 107 for 2.
Freshness से भरपूर
डेस्टिनेशन मिलेगा पापा। तो मजा बढ़ेगा।
पेश है नया मसाला स्प्रिंकल्ड मोनाको पिज्जा और क्रैक जैक बटर मसाला।
একদম
जो देते हैं क्रिकेट को दिल और जान, ड्रीम 11 करता है उनको सलाम। ये गेम है महान। ड्रीम 11, इंडियाज बिगेस्ट स्पोर्ट्स गेम।
Imran Tahir, 40 years old, in his 100th one-day international for South Africa. He is South Africa's gun. He is absolutely magnificent, and he must make things happen here for Faf du Plessis. If South Africa are to get a semblance of control of this game, Bangladesh are on.
Yeah, looking at his record there, I mean, he bowls in such key phases of the game. His economy rate is brilliant. He's a wicket taker.
Yeah, he needs to have a dominant game for Faf du Plessis. Always a rush, always a hustle for that single. Let's have a look. Would he have been in? Long way from there. Most times you'll go to the non-strikers in. Closer, you can be quicker in, particularly when it's that tight.
I think that was tight, actually. You had to get around Tahir, did Mushfiqur, and direct hit might have been in trouble. Pretorius, the man on the field, Ngidi, Lungi Ngidi, spending a lot of time off the field. Be a worry for South Africa. Dale Steyn on the injury list.
Middle overs generally must take wickets, must keep taking wickets. There's Dale Steyn, not available for this game, and the first one will become available for game number 3. Would have hoped that you turn up and at least there'd be a win on the board. At best, obviously, a couple of wins. A lot of work to be done from this point. 1-1-0 for 2.
अच्छा लिया, छुपा लिया, कपबोर्ड बढ़ा लिया, घुमा लिया, सुलझा लिया।
आलिया ने स्टैंडर्ड का हॉरिजॉन्टल कम वर्टिकल स्विच लगा लिया और स्पेस बना लिया। स्टैंडर्ड इलेक्ट्रिकल्स, यंग एनर्जी।
प्यूरो हेल्दी सॉल्ट, केमिकल फ्री, 100% नेचुरल। इसमें है 84 कुदरती मिनरल्स। प्यूरो हेल्दी सॉल्ट, नमक हेल्दी तो फैमिली हेल्दी।
finds the field. Fila missed out there. Mushfiqur Rahim beat that man, and you get 4 runs. Starts the over really well. Fantasy cricket, you might have seen that graphic come down. ICCDream11.com. Yeah, pick your teams. So many wonderful players to choose from, with best in the world here representing their countries. Yeah, top 5 players. No surprises, Ben Stokes. What a catch that was. And a superb game to start off. Yeah, everything. Run out, wickets. Looking over mid-off.
Yeah, I was wondering when Rahim would look to take on Markram. And he's striking at 68. Just thought, something's boiling here.
Through the field and gone for 4. A favoured area for Shakib Al Hasan. Disappointment though for South Africa. It's a misfield.
Yeah, and maybe something Du Plessis can think about. He's got 2 bowlers at backward point there, an area that we've spoken about and highlighted that Shakib is very strong and he looks to score there all the time. Maybe a space he needs to get one of his better fielders in. We highlighted game 1. South Africa's got a few passengers in the field. Not Markram, no, he does well. 117 for 2.
Thanks a lot, lots a lot. Yet another way to say thanks a lot. अब एयरटेल थैंक्स पे Amazon Prime हमारी तरफ से हर $2.99 के रिचार्ज पर डाउनलोड एयरटेल थैंक्स ऐप।
यार फॉगी क्यों? एक तो फॉग का परफ्यूम अच्छा है,
अच्छा,
दमदार है
और
लंबे समय तक चलता है। और क्या चाहिए? दीपिका बिना गैस वाला फॉग। फॉग है तो और क्या चाहिए?
A world where we supersedes me. Chivas, win the right way.
Oh dear. Oh no. Misfield, and it's gone for 4. Just not on it today, South Africa. They're just little signs that you see with a side, and they're not quite where they should be. Not a bounce in the step, and there are things like this happening all too frequently.
Yeah, Morris. Culprit this time.
Huge shout from Tahir. A shout also from Quinton de Kock. They're thinking about it. There goes the timer. No, he's turned his back on it. I don't think they're going upstairs for this one. Need a wicket to pep them up.
Yeah, they certainly do. Looking to dink this one, Rahim. Yeah, outside the line. Trying to get the body out the way, just run it off the face.
Yeah, that cheer goes up. Went with it, Morris, too. Generally, in times past, there is an assertive nature, an assertive way in which South Africa play. And the rhetoric, yes, look at that shout, it was a long way out. The rhetoric has kind of been, we're relaxed, you know, fly in under the radar, etc. I reckon sometimes it's difficult to then go from there and pick up and sort of get in everybody's faces, because the message seems to be calm down, just play.
Well, I mean, it's easy to be that way when you're executing your skills well, and South Africa haven't done that consistently enough. There's been some good, but in between, enough bad balls on offer. So you feel like you're trying to play catch up all the time. 124 for 2.
घर की लाइट्स ऑफ की थी ना?
हेलो गर्ग साहब,
कहाँ पर रखी है? हाँ, मिल गई. Don't have a neighbor like him. Never mind.
घर की लाइट्स ऑफ की थी ना?
Control your Philips Hue lights from anywhere in the world. Philips Hue. Light your home smarter. Visit Philips Smart Light Hub for a free demo. Innovation in you. Philips.
आपके बच्चों को भी दीजिए लर्निंग का करेक्ट फॉर्मूला. Just download Byju's, the all new and personalized learning app.
Nicely nudged. And pick up one as well. Changing the commentary to Mark Nicholas. That's one point.
Plenty of Bangladesh support in here today. Beautiful day to be at the Oval. Slight breeze coming across the ground, but it's nice and warm. Plenty of sunshine.
This pair have now put on 50 in just 51 balls, continuing the momentum that the openers gave them. The openers were aggressive. They attacked the short ball. They made life very difficult for South Africa, who won the toss and chose to bowl first. They bowled too short, both Ngidi and Rabada. I think the idea was to bomb out the Bangladesh top order, but it's not so easy these days, particularly if the ball sits up a bit in the surface. Very good vibe, but just had a walk around the ground. There's a real feel of an occasion. I think Bangladesh have a core support here in London that is pretty pleased to regard this as a bit of a home match.
Yeah, also, people might be wondering, Adam Markham seems to be bowling an extended spell into his third over. So I'm thinking about the tactics, but the interesting thing is Ngidi has been off the ground for a long period of time. He might just have done some damage, and therefore either JP Duminy or Markham has to step up and do that fifth bowling option.
Aiden bowled very well for Hampshire, who he was playing for in the early part of the summer in one-day cricket. Played a big hand with the bat, of course, in getting Hampshire to the final, but was more than useful with his off breaks.
He's been off the field for over an hour. Went off after the 7th or 8th over and hasn't come back on. 21 done, 128 for 2.
स्विट्जरलैंड तुम स्टार लोग तो सिर्फ फैंसी जगह पर जाते होंगे. What do I like to do in Switzerland?
I remember you told me Om Swiss Dhaba, Shero Punjab and Mangal Bhojanalay in Switzerland.
Fancy. जब नया Nokia 4.2 हर वक्त आपसे सीखे तो चलेगा ना आज बेटर और कल और भी बेहतर.
आपके बच्चों को भी दीजिए लर्निंग का करेक्ट फॉर्मूला. Just download Byju's, the all new and personalized learning app.
Come fall in love with learning.
Hey, runs. When it goes for you, this game, it really goes for you. Shakib moves to 40 from just 41 balls.
You can see the thinking from South Africa. Sometimes the captain will have two men behind square on the offside. Faf du Plessis knows that he loves to bowl the googlies to the left-handers. So he's put himself in the slip corner, gets some turn, gets the edge. Unfortunately beats that slip, much to the disappointment of Tahir, and rushes away to the fence.
Shimashaka and Tamim Iqbal gave the good start. That's the first 10 overs, 65 from the first 10 against the South African attack. That's very good. And then to back it up with 124 for 2 after 20. Two new batsmen taking hold of the game. I think the really big difference, as I see it, is that when Bangladesh won matches, which they did, they've beaten all the best teams in the world, it was a surprise because you felt, it was a long haul for them. Nowadays, it's barely even the raise of an eyebrow. They're capable of beating anybody, and their performance against England in the 2015 World Cup in Adelaide was startling for the way they held their nerve, the Bangladesh bowlers at the end. And you know, the quarter-finalists in that tournament, semi-finalists in the Champions Trophy. Clever shot to cross his stumps. Opens up that area behind square on the leg side without any risk of being hit in line if it does hit him on the pad.
It can be a dangerous shot against Imran Tahir because of his ability to bowl stump to stump and some quicker deliveries. As you mentioned, this partnership of 62 of 61 is becoming a bit of a bother for South Africa, a bit of a worry.
.137 for 2.
हार्ट के लिए हेल्दी ऑयल,
हेल्थ के साथ नो कॉम्प्रोमाइज।
तो फिर नमक के साथ कॉम्प्रोमाइज क्यों?
हेल्दी नमक कौन सा?
प्यूरो हेल्दी सॉल्ट, केमिकल फ्री, 100% नेचुरल। प्यूरो हेल्दी सॉल्ट, नमक हेल्दी तो फैमिली हेल्दी।
राजू भाई एक परफ्यूम स्प्रे देना।
देखिए गैस वाला है बिना गैस वाला पूछने की क्या बात है? माइंड करेছি शेड পড়ে
बिना गैस वाला
फॉग है तो
और क्या चाहिए?
Markram around the wicket. Ball করেছিলেন লেগ স্টাম্পের উপরে ফুল লেন্থে পিচ করা বল স্ট্রেট পিচ করেছেন শাকিব রানে 137 উইকেটে ছেড়ে
Markram has raced through some overs.
বাংলাদেশ 30তম ওভারে খেলা চলছে।
পরের বলটি এবারে অন ড্রাইভ বল চলে যাচ্ছে লং অন অঞ্চল দিয়ে সীমানার দিকে, সেখানে অতন্ত্র প্রহরীর ভূমিকা পালন করছিলেন ফিল্ডার। তিনি বল করে ফেরত পাঠানোর আগে একবারের জন্য প্রান্ত পরিবর্তন চলছে। 23তম ওভারের খেলা।
That early foray by the openers, but it's now 6.1. That's a touch and 6.2. Not much in it. Keep 6 going, 6 and over going for another 10 overs. They will be in a handy spot. Down he comes. Didn't really mean to hit it there. And he's got a bit lucky in that it sort of squirts through the gap. There's applause from Markram, but it's certainly another sign of the attitude of these batsmen.
There's change of field. Long off came up into the circle. Rahim identified as a possible spot. Opens the bat face. You can see it turns in his hands, which means the contact isn't as good as it could be, but it loops away, lands safely and makes its way to the fence.
Yeah, when you come down the pitch to a bowler, an off-spinner coming round the wicket, you have to make quite a conscious effort to hit it back straightish. Once you try to go too inside out, the angle works against you. And the ball's sort of getting away from you and you're chasing after it. So over mid-off, not over extra covers, a little easier. What they've done well is ensure the drip of singles. So the tally keeps ticking.
You get the feeling South Africa almost having to be defensive at this stage, hoping for the best rather than trying to pick up the wickets. Another good single to end the over, 145 for 2.
अरे भैया ऑनलाइन लर्निंग वर्निंग आ બધું શું છે? હું તો कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है।
अरे पप्पा, यहाँ से एक बार समझ लेती हूँ तो forever याद रहता है।
वो रेवर या मम्मी का नाम याद नहीं रहता है।
इनकी पढ़ाई को लेके हम इन्हें कितना कुछ सुनाते हैं, अब थोड़ी इनकी भी सुन लेते हैं।
Visual learning at home makes learning in school so easy.
Just download Byju's, the all new and personalized learning app.
So if, and it's a huge if, Bangladesh were to manage 8 and over from here, they'd score 3-6-1.
Yeah, in the England game, in a similar situation, South Africa were predicted to go for 350. They pulled it back nicely, picking up wickets consistently. And I think that's maybe why they've decided now to go back tomorrow. See if he can get a breakthrough for them again, taking the 2-spin attack out of the equation. Maybe a change of end for Imran Tahir as well. They've got away with 4 overs from Markram, 4 for 26. You won't be too unhappy with that.
his bounce, and the fielding matches it.
Yeah, it's actually interesting to see the field that Faf du Plessis got in place. David Miller back sweeping on the boundary. He is very, very square at cover. It was like a backward point cover. He's expecting the length to be quite short from Morris, so that most of the deliveries are going to go behind square rather than in front. Morris's tendency is to drag down delivery, so a bit of protection for him out there.
It's good to see smaller batsmen and the way they cut the ball. That little late cut we saw there from Mushfiqur was like that great Indian player Gundappa Vishwanath. He could cut off middle and off. So Ngidi we don't know about. That's the worry for South Africa.
That's a massive concern, in all honesty.
Well, Dale Steyn could be fit, he reckons, for the next game, so at least there's cover for him. But in terms of getting the overs done today, you know, he's been off a long time now.
But your word is could. I mean, he feels like he's 80% under the heat of battle. Does that shoulder hold up against India in a couple of days' time? Ngidi had a knee injury, came back from that, then had a side strain, was pulled out of the RPL. So he's had a few injuries floating around.
Send for Verne.
Well, there you go. Pull him off the golf course.
Yeah, I was actually a bit surprised, given it's a World Cup in England. Vernon Philander wasn't a candidate. Services here, you know, if you get a service that helps you, then he's the master of it.
He was almost excluded from the plans probably 3 or 4 years ago when they decided, okay, we're moving away from him as an option. You have to back the fact that Ngidi and Rabada have been so brilliant, and the likes of Steyn, but yeah, with all the injuries, if they are substantial ones, which you would think Ngidi's is, because we haven't seen any signs of him.
Yeah, no, Abbott and Olivier, both of them, of course, have come to play county cricket as Kolpak players. So further weakening, another one's Riley Rousseau, though not a bowler, but further weakening the resources.
Yeah, Norkie was initially in the squad. He broke a finger. I don't know if that's mended.
Subtle change here with a short point coming in to try to do something about the cutting ability we've seen from Mushfiqur. So we've got 3 men, well, we've got 4 men really square and behind on the offside. Third man, a guy at 45, the more orthodox position, square point close, cover point square. There they are. Gone, and it's 150 for 2.
हिमालय फिर चले भटकने
नहीं, सिद्धि प्राप्त करने। सिद्धि प्राप्त होगी तो जिंदगी को नेविगेशन मिलेगा, और आपने जो ये ट्रिप स्टार्ट की है उसे डेस्टिनेशन मिलेगा पापा। मसाला लगेगा तो मजा बढ़ेगा।
पेश है नया मसाला स्प्रिंकल्ड मोनाको पिज्जा और क्रैक जैक बटर मसाला।
यार फॉगी क्यों?
एक तो फॉग का परफ्यूम अच्छा है,
अच्छा
दमदार है,
और
लंबे समय तक चलता है, और क्या चाहिए? दीपिका
बिना गैस वाला फॉग।
फॉग है तो
और क्या चाहिए?
कमला पसंद, अनोखा स्वाद, एक और बार।
कार को बाय बाय बोलने का टाइम चला है। ड्राइव टू कार्स 24, एक विजिट में कार बेचिए।
चल बेटा, कार को बाय बाय तो बोल दे। बाय बाय ड्राइव।
By beating India. You know, you beat Pakistan and India, your biggest rivals probably, and they're they're the 2 major first wins. They did beat Scotland in 99 as well. Here's JP Duminy for the first time. Not a ball to remember. but a stroke to enjoy.
And for a large part of JP Dumont's career, he was a man who had the ability to just come on and make something happen for South Africa. Almost had a bit of a golden arm. But over the last few years, with the shoulder injury he's had, he probably hasn't possessed the consistency with his bowling that we've seen in the years go by. It's often the drag downs, the wide delivery. So I'm interested to see how he goes. Not a great start. Can he pull it back?
Right, just had an update on Lungi Ngidi, who is having treatment for a left hamstring problem. Oh, the old hammy, or in his case, the young hammy. So I've talked about beating Pakistan and India, but then, and what I'm coming to now, they also beat South Africa in the World Cup in the Caribbean in 2007. And of course, they've gone on to beat England twice. So, you know, they think deep down the Bangladesh players believe they can beat anybody. And the way they're playing today suggests exactly that. 156 for 2. We're into the 25th over, so not even halfway through the first innings of the match yet. Beautiful place. Just gave himself a little bit of room. This is a splendid innings thus far.